G'day guys, Josh here, and today we got some more for the new players compendium. So what we're going to do here is going to be a bit of a short episode. It's going to go a few things in the skills menu. Now, last time we did go through the menus bit by bit, but now we're going to focus on the skills menu. Last episode we did go through the, obviously the geology or trade skills, but we're going to go through the actual skills as well. So we're going to go through the combat skills. So by default you have two builds. You get a third one by getting extra crystals. So you can switch between two builds and you can edit the name here. So you can call it raid build or like chaos dungeon build, anything like that. So let's just go through a starter here. So basically what you can do is you can sort everything out by the equipped. So anything on Q, W, E, R, A, S, D, F, or any other abilities you can see basically here. So for a Deadeye, for example, you have 16 abilities, like 4 on sniper rifle, and 4 on shotgun, and 8 on pistol. Unless you play pistolier or another spec that just restricts you to pistols. So overall, so every spec has this. Okay, so every spec has the equip, the required points, the tripods, and the rune. Also, to increase your ability, if you got enough skill points, you can equip, press that if you have the required points. So you can see here for Spiral Tracker, the required points is 4. To increase it, you need to have 4 skill points here. Okay, so you can reduce it like this, and then we equip it like that again. And obviously, got to pick weakness exposure so I don't change anything. So to save anything in your build, you need to do all your stuff, all your tripod selection, stuff like that, and then click save. Okay, if you want to revert any changes, click revert. And settings is for a later option when you're selecting tripods. This is mainly to do with tier 3, and you can select certain thingos to track. So when you get the items in tier 3 that have tripods on it, because that's how your next level goes, you should track it, and if the tripod that you want turns up, like for example here, let's just say close shot turns up and it's an upgrade of your current tripod, it'll flash up with this icon. Okay, so that's how settings work. So settings you don't have to worry about into tier 3. Okay, don't have to worry about it, but that's just there for you to know. Now the rune, you don't have to worry too much until you actually get runes. There are specific builds for it. At the start where you're leveling up, you can put any rune to anything, okay? But later on for raid builds and stuff like that, it'll tell you to put like runes in certain areas, so don't really stress about it too much. Next up will be the tripod system. So why it's called tripods, it gives you 3 options that change your play basically as well. Like for example, let's just do Spiral Tracker. So Insight allows you to throw your gun further for Spiral Tracker. It's like you basically throw a pistol away. This one adds 10% crit resistance to all party members on a mob for 6 seconds. And this one, the attack speed of Spiral Tracker is quicker. So you get to pick between these two. For this reason, for the raid build, you want to give 10% extra crit to all your members, so that's why you go weakness exposure. And also Spiral Tracker has a low cooldown, so you can keep it up pretty much 100% of the time. Next up, you got quick pace, so you can get extra speed on your ability. So this is when you hit level 7. So basically the first set of tripods you get level 4, level 7, and level 10. And also tells you the point investment that you need to do before you can get it. So quick pace makes you move quicker. Also, this makes you do extra damage on the third attack. Spiral Tracker doesn't really do much damage at all. And also, so this means that, anyone in the center of Spiral Tracker takes more damage. And then down here as well, you can have 2 Spiral Trackers at the same time. Generally, the level 10 is like the ultimate transformation where it makes it, the big damage dealers are here. And then Whirlpool as well is basically drags everyone to the center. And, basically it's probably more PvP-oriented talent. Now, I'll give you, how I said what I mean about, it makes the ability into something different. You can see here as well with Volley, with Last Request, where like Execution doesn't do too much, Quick Prep reduces cooldown. But when you get to Volley, you see like, the big damage jump. So you see the next level is a effectively 11% damage jump, okay, for tripods. To level up your tripods, they're on specific armor sets in tier 3. So don't worry about leveling up tripods yet. There's no like manual level up system. And they're also redoing the tripod system as well for tier 3. So basically keep an eye out on the patch as well. Let's get up to the runes. So the runes have a specific extra ability on it that will do something, okay? That will add stagger damage, add to reducing cooldowns, basically add a bleed on hits, which is quite powerful. Increases stagger damage done to opponent, increases of attack speed and movement speed, which can be very, very great for if your character has a lot of animation locks. Now, the term animation locks, if you guys are unaware, is that your character's stuck in an animation and you can't get out of it unless you spacebar dodge out of it. Okay? That's what you call animation locks. So, if you can spacebar dodge out of it, but you can't do anything else with it, it is a animation lock ability. And Rage is really good for that because it makes it go 12% quicker. Now, there's also another one with focus, which is mainly used by mage classes to make sure they with a spell that's really mana consuming, it does less mana consuming. There's also wealth as well, which is really, really good. And wealth is incredibly good for abilities where they use their awakening quite a bit, such as a bard. Gale Wind is the other one, as I said before, that it has 12% skill casting speed, which makes casting for certain animation locked abilities a lot quicker. There's also Conviction and Judgment. So Conviction and Judgment are combo abilities, basically, where basically basically if you do Conviction and then you Judgment, it increases, like, basically it's a what do you call it in WoW? It's like a quicker cooldown corruption. You remember that corruption back in the day? It's a quicker cooldown. That's what Conviction and Judgment are. And Iron Wall, which not many people use too much, and Protection, just generates shields and generates damage reduction while you're doing said ability. Overall, most of your abilities will probably revolve around, wealth, focus, overwhelm, and a lot of other range of abilities as well, depending on the ability. For example, let's just get a bit of a meta play. If your stagger damage on ability is high, maybe overwhelm's a good Rune for it, because you 10% extra stagger damage on a high ability makes it even better. Now, last but not least, are the skills. There are awakening skills. There are 2 awakening skills. They can't be buffed by any runes, as you can see here. And they are like the ultimate ability where they either provide a big shield, do a lot of damage, provide support buffs, provide like a debuff or anything like that, or like do anything in particular. For Deadeye, they're both damage abilities. Or you guys can't see it. I'm a bit of a dum-dum. I completely forgot about it. But these ones, Claim Bombardment and Bursting Flare, are all damage abilities. Bursting Flare is basically you fire 2 quick shots and a last shot. Claim Bombardment is just basically he shoots all figures around him as a big AoE ability. But you can see that you can't put runes in it, and that's pretty much it. Now, that's everything to do with skills so far. You can equip the runes by dragging it into this slot, or you can go to the ability and click equip here as well. But dragging to the slot's probably the better one. Now, I'm going to say right now, make sure when you do it, that you make sure that this one is ticked. And also with your builds as well, make sure you just go through and try to find abilities that you need to put onto your build. Okay, that's very, very important as well. But anyways, guys, we're going to go for a quick preview for our next little adventure. As you guys can see here, it's going to be the Stronghold. Even though I said last episode we're going to do Stronghold, I actually completely forgot to discuss the skills bar, okay? Skills you'll be able to deal with basically as you level up. Now with the skills as well, before we go off, you cannot get your skills above 10 until you hit level 55. You can't get your skills above to 12 until you hit level 60. So basically 10 skill level is your maximum skill level until you hit 55, then it's 11, and 60, then it's 12. Generally for most skills, you do want to get it to the highest level for damage skills, but sometimes there are reasons why you don't get skill levels to 11, and that's generally because of like the combo abilities here. Like for example, you may want to get AT Grenade for Deadeye to get this, because AT Grenade is like a 6-second cooldown, and this is an 8-second cooldown. This ensures that your crit buff will be up forever. Now in Force Execution as well, the reason why you want to get light footwork is that your counter is a lot quicker. Because if you don't get light footwork, your counter is a lot slower. It's like a 1.5 second counter. It's even slow to begin with. And it's like reasons why you get certain abilities first. Such as, for example, you may want to get excellent mobility as Dexterous Shot because it allows you to move a bit further. And, those are the sort of abilities that you may want to look at for Deadeye. And that's why sometimes the guy's like, don't get a 10 yet. Don't get 11 yet. Focus on these abilities because they're better overall for your combo. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the skills today. Hope you guys learned a bit. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Hope you guys have a lovely, lovely day.